So hacking is essentially, you hear the term, you've heard of things probably like life hacks and the like. So hacking is basically doing something or using something for its unintended purpose and giving it a different purpose. That's where the name hack originated from. We're a variety of makers, artists, people who do-it-yourselfers. We're kind of a group of people who with similar interests who kind of get together and share ideas. So if you come to some of our meetups that we have a calendar on our website with some of our meetups. We have virtual ones and we have some in-person meetups. People with different knowledge and interests can share some of their tips and tricks. And we also have a email list as well where you can ask a question to the group and someone who may have knowledge in graphic design or electronics or programming, they can always offer tips and advice. So it's more like a group of people who can, for networking, come together. We've evolved quite a bit, and definitely the pandemic has changed the way our group operates. We used to meet up in person a lot prior to the pandemic, and while the pandemic was happening, we switched to Zoom meetups, and within the last year or so, I've tried to host a couple of in-person meetups. So we're hoping to have more in-person meetups in the future, but it also depends on who else comes into the group who may have ideas, because we all have different ideas, and depending on what people are willing to contribute, we can do a lot of different things. So it's a little hard to say exactly what things will look like. This is a little robot I worked on. My original robot was designed with a completely cardboard chassis. So this is an upgraded version from the one I made years ago. It's still a work in progress, but it's a lot of fun. Other people in our group make robots, and I thought it was really interesting because lots of people use wheels on their robots, but I wanted to try one that crawled. I've always been fascinated with creatures like spiders who can crawl and move with multiple legs, and initially I wanted to try to make a spider crawler robot, but I started off with this because it's a lot simpler, and I wanted to do something that had 4 legs before trying to do something with 8 legs, and I like the simplicity of this, and this little robot has been very affectionately called the flop bot because it flops around and swims in a way. And so I'm probably going to keep developing this little guy further to maybe have some lights and be able to move autonomously, do more tricks, move faster. There's a lot of potential. The board that I'm using on here is called an Arduino Nano. Yeah, and I have it hooked up to a breadboard. These are servos. These are normal servos which only move about 180 degrees. And these two are continuous rotation servos. So when I actually code these in the Arduino software, I have to do things a little bit differently with the front ones versus the back ones. I'm eventually hoping to have a separate power source to mount on the bottom. I had something mounted on here, but I took it off because I wasn't prepared to give it a try because I had some other bugs I was working out. But on the breadboard itself, this is an IR receiver, so infrared. There's a little LED on here to indicate when it's receiving a piece of data or information, it'll light up. And on here, I also have a little speaker. Speaker's not operational at the moment because I'm still working out the coding for that, because my remote code has a conflict with the code and the software. The body of it I made out of a particle board called hardboard. I used a small CNC machine to mill out these parts, and I had to do a lot of filing and sanding to make the components fit in just right.
So this is, again, this is Arduino based, as the robot was, but this is an Arduino compatible, it's called Motino, and it comes with a radio. And there's another Motino in the box on this side. I use this to control battery-operated special effects on stage. So it started with Les Petits Ballets, where you don't want power cords tripping up dancers on stage. So we would run in either set pieces or flies, and usually I use a 12-volt sealed lead acid battery, so something substantial, because we run motors and lots of LEDs with this stuff. And you can either run it manually, manual control, backstage, or on the back you can tie into the lighting system of a theater and have the lighting booth upstairs control everything for you. And so what I'm trying to do now is, it's been used for several years with Les Petits Ballets. I'm trying to get it broader use in the community theater groups. And I'm looking for volunteers who will develop and support this for the community theaters. So volunteers helping other volunteers, because community theaters are all volunteer run. The build took about 3 months. The testing of the software took about 6 months. I did the software as well, because once you get on stage, you want it to work. That's not one thing I want to fail. There are things that fail on stage almost always, but I didn't want this to fail, so now I'm confident. And I want to reproduce this and get a little more broader use in the community, right?